Um, so as time went on, as people started moving out west, and they found this area to be too harsh to live in, and so they kind of found the easier places to live, and so people kind of settled around us basically, and we were stuck in the middle, and it was then, even though the government forced the Ute people on the reservation, they wanted my band to be forced to move over here to Colorado with the Hoya band, and even though as time went on, you know, some of the government's promises was, you know, to, there's a way of, my grandfather saying we harness one of the elements that make up this world that we live on, which is the wind, and using the tree to give it a voice. And so wood, I remember asking my grandfather, I go, do you still remember how to make the flute? Because he was up there in his ages, and he was already old man when I was a young kid, and he looked at me and said, it's about time. We set out into the cedar forest, and we spent hours looking for the right tree, and when we did find the tree, we took a piece of that tree without destroying the tree. We'd only take a part of him, and we'd, you know, get the size we wanted. It comes in various sizes, and then we'd split the wood in half, and after we hollowed it out and carved it out, we'd glue it back together. And this top piece is called a saddle on my flute. On my flutes, it's free floating. I can adjust the pitches and the sound just by listening. And so the notes that you see here are the 6 notes, the 4 directions, and the earth and the sky. And so I carved my little friend on the bottom of my flute here. And it was interesting because, you know, I grew up with the animals, wild animals, and listening to them and just associating with them. And I often wondered, you know, how the ancient ones must have, you know, lived like that and being connected with the environment, and they knew all the animals. And so, in every turn, I respond to it in my native Bee language. I'd say, it's a little hawk, are you hungry, are you thirsty? And that's how we communicated. As time went on, I taught him how to hunt because I knew he'll have to survive. And so he got good at it, and we became good hunting buddies, and he'd go after the rabbit and bring it back. And my reward was the rabbit, and his was the delicacy. And he only liked the brain part. And he gave me the rest of the rabbit. The red jackrabbit was, you know, bonus because it was a little bit bigger. Well, time went on, and it grew in size, and I realized that his place is here. Although I wanted to keep him and take him home, and we moved from our summer home back to our winter home, which is a community of White Mesa. And of course, then I had to go back to school, and fall was coming in winter. But I left him out there in a place called Aldean Ketchum, and where we still have our traditional homeland. And one day it found me early in the morning, and I asked my grandfather, why did he find me? And my grandfather, he stated that he came back to let me know and to come back, and he'd take care of me every time I go out into the wilderness, which has happened many times. And so I remembered him taking off, and before he left one of his tail feathers on the ground, which I still wear, and you probably can tell which one it is. So I wear my feathers in honor of these little animals, and the song of the red-tailed hawk.
All right. Nice.
I have one that my horse riding song, I like to call it. This is made out of Asian bamboo. It's already hollowed out, and it's one of the stories that go along with our oral history, and like my wife's tribe. And come to find out, her clan is part of the Reed clan too, which I didn't know, until later. So this is my horse riding song I'd like to share with you. We were dwindling in size because of our greed of not sharing the land, and we were fighting our neighbors and other tribes and whoever came along. And so a medicine man of the tribe went to find an answer. He went into the mountains, and there he consulted with a bear. And the bear, he listened to the guy's problems, and when the guy got through talking, the bear, he turned towards the east, and he started to do this dance, and growl and chant these songs and go back and forth, and using the steps as a way of connecting and together, and do it when I come out of my deep winter slumber, and which is in the spring, and do this dance through the summer months and until the fall comes again. And so this dance, will begin up in a northern band of Ute people. And they usually have two of the bear dances up there. Then they'll come over here to Colorado to the Southern Ute band. Then over here to the Wanda, which is our headquarters of my band. And finally we'll go back into White Mesa, where I like to refer to it as, sending the bear back to his deep winter sleep. And so the songs were healing songs that were given to us to help the people as they shake off a cold winter and come together and dance. And this is called the Wanda, the growler. And before we had hardwoods like this is the axe handle, by the way, but we would use the oak tree because it's a hardwood. And of course, I carved a little bear on the end on this one. And the notches, it mimics the sound of the bear growling. And before we had metal pipes like this, we used the bone of the bear. But over time, that gets kind of brittle. But there are still some traditional singers that prefer to use that. And I use the metal pipe because it's stronger and has the same sound. And you notice, if I have this up in the air, we really can't hear it. So what we would do is we'd have something like similar to this, and over a hollowed box, a hollowed ground, and it amplified the sound. So when we put this on it, it mimicked the sound of the bear growling, and also the thunder that will awaken that person. And it is said that only that particular person could hear the flute music, no matter how far away she was and what she was doing. And she followed the flute, and so the guy would court her for however long it took for him to summon the courage to pop the question. And by doing so, he'd go out and he'd slay a deer and bring it back and put it in front of her home. And if she accepted his hand in marriage, she would then prepare the meal, the deer, and invite him over to meet the rest of the family. And that same story, bottom line, is the same all over. I've traveled the country, and I've met flute players that had learned like I have, and from a teacher, and master teacher, and the stories that went along with it. And so this is the Ute courting song. like the cedar, red cedar. So each of the flutes I play, there's different stories behind it. And this one's made out of the Brazilian eucalyptus tree. It's a hardwood from South America. So I've used other different types of exotic wood that I found. These are very hard to work with, very difficult. So I get a little assist of power tools to help me. This is a little motif of a roadrunner. It's the state bird of New Mexico. And he comes up and visits us every once in a while. That's what the birds are. But so I honored my grandmother with a song. Her Ute name was Buchu, meaning star, and the teachings that she taught me and stuff that I'll always remember. And the important part of it was, you know, the different things that she would teach others. And so I made a song for this one I entitled "The Shooting Star." Song, and although there's a song called "We Are the People."